Hey, Cancer, welcome in. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot, and this is going to be a timeless reading for my Cancer Collective. So keep in mind, this is going to be for any major Cancer placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. So if the message doesn't resonate, just check your other signs and placements. I always like to talk about my intuitive insights that come through in my meditation session while tapping into the Cancer Collective, and then I like to jump in with the cards. So stick around. You're going to want to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video, and share the video, especially if it's resonating. It helps the channel to grow. It's just a nice, free, easy way to show me a little bit of love, a little bit of support. But I think Cancer, you're up against facing some type of criticism. And so you can't ignore this energy that's coming through. I feel you need a rest. I kept being shown the Four of Swords. And so you've been sleeping on some type of truth. I feel either you've been sleeping on the truth, you've been hiding the truth, maybe you've been hiding some type of heartbreak below the surface. But I do feel you might find yourself in a very dark energy right now. And so we do have Pluto just dipped back into Capricorn, and this is the final cleanup. So if you have any late degree Cancer placements in your birth chart, you are going to be going through a very confusing cleanup is what it feels like. So maybe there is some type of confusing situation that is rearing its head that you're going to have to face before you can go in the right direction. I was shown a GPS machine, and so I don't know if you've been driving in the wrong direction. Now the GPS is reorienting you back to where you need to go, but I do feel some type of healing, and it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to require a lot of rest, and you're going to have to detach from what I feel is a very stressful situation. And so there's something here that is saying, hey, urgent. There's an urgent matter here that you need to clear up. And so I don't know if it's with a colleague, if it's with a lover, if it's with an ex, but I do feel something new has caught your eye, and you are being asked to close out and complete some type of cycle before you can go towards this person that has recently caught your eye. But I do feel something about knowing this person before, or it's going to feel like you've already known this person before. I do feel there's a lot of memories coming up, whether this is memories from the past or past lives. But I just feel there's somebody here that you look at as very special, that you would like to go towards, and maybe you're in a current relationship that isn't in a good place. I'm not about third party, but I'm just saying there's something here about you can't keep being the invisible man or the invisible woman. It's time to address something that has been neglected for a really long time, and this is why you're going through a hard time, because maybe you chose to ignore something that you shouldn't have ignored. And now the GPS is saying, hey, get back on track, Cancer. It's time to get back on track. So let's jump in with some tarot. Let's see what other messages need to come through for you. We're going to start off with the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck, and we will see if there is any other astrological messages that need to come through for you, Cancer. Look at that. Oh, 8th house. So this is the house of death. This is the house of mystery. It's actually naturally ruled by Scorpio, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But I feel like a 6 of Cups energy. And I do feel like maybe there's a partnership from the past that you thought was dead and gone in the water. But I do feel get ready to face some type of competition, some type of struggle. The Juno card, the partnership card. So there is some type of partnership coming through. And maybe there's some type of mystery here that needs to be solved. But I feel almost like a 5 of Wands energy connected to this partnership. So maybe you're in partnership with somebody where you've expressed your truth. You shared a lot of deep, dark secrets, because Scorpio is all about the hidden, the secrets. And this person is going to be gossiping about everything that you said to them. I just feel you've got somebody here that is repeating everything that you said to them. I think somebody here is trying to create a conflict. Somebody here is trying to create a challenge. There could be some type of outdated situation here when it comes to some old programming. They're showing me now a computer being defragmented. And so you're in some type of death energy. Maybe this is about going back to a previous partnership. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel it's time for you to liberate yourself. So let's get into it and let's see. Yeah, it's time to liberate yourself. There's some type of Two of Sword block here coming through. And so you need to face these challenges. The time is now. I think you've avoided this challenge up until now. And so I feel like a Two of Swords energy, like, nah, I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to look at it. And you've kind of been in a situation and it feels like you've had the rose-colored glasses on, and it's kind of time to take the rose-colored glasses off, Cancer. So let's go a little bit further here. What I want you to remember is this reading is all about guidance. It's all about empowerment. I'm not here to tell you what to do. The cards are not here to tell you what to do. So take the reading with a grain of salt. Take it as an opportunity to step into your power and to create the life you want. But let's see what needs to come through for you. Look at that Ceres. Ceres, I guess is how I pronounce it, is an asteroid. And the 29th degree mark. So we do have Pluto dipping back into Capricorn at the 29th degree mark. So I could very well be talking to a late degree Cancer. I feel somebody here is feeling very emotionally overwhelmed. And I think the Grim Reaper is here to put the end to a situation that has likely caused you a lot of challenges. I don't know what this throat energy is coming through, but there's something about clearing something up, clearing up some communication, because I feel like I have to keep clearing my throat. And so this is about learning to nurture yourself, learning to mother yourself as well. And so there's some type of completion that is trying to come through here. And so you're at the anoretic degree mark of some type of cycle here closing out. Oh, there's that partnership. There's that partnership card. And then we get retrograde. And so this Pluto retrograde, I think you're reevaluating, hey, is this partnership really meant for me? Is this person actually meant for me? I think somebody here is trying to gossip about you. Somebody here is like a hidden enemy that you actually trust. And on the bottom of the deck, we get Taurus energy. So I think you're at a crossroads. I don't know if you're deciding to go towards a Taurus, or maybe you're already enmeshed with a Taurus. But partnership is in focus. And so this retrograde is asking you to really evaluate your choices. And so I feel something here connected to like the Devil card, that Capricornian energy. And I think you're fighting it. It's almost like somebody here has tunnel vision. No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. I'm in that Two of Swords energy and I don't want to see it. And so maybe this retrograde is all about dipping back into some really toxic patterns. Maybe there is a toxic pattern within a partnership here. I almost feel like a trauma bond. Almost feel like a parent-child dynamic, and you're at the crossroads. What is it that you want to cultivate? Taurus is the embodiment of the Empress energy. And so you are being called to nurture yourself. You are being called to really evaluate your values, your moral beliefs. And I think you're at a major crossroads, and there's going to be some tension here. There might be some very uncomfortable conversations that need to come through. I just feel like a clashing of beliefs when it comes to a partnership. And maybe it's time to get to the root cause of this. So is this partnership sustainable? Is this really what you want to do day in and day out? Is this where you want to be at in 10 years from now, Cancer? Because it's really time to do a deep emotional exploration, a deep dive into your inner world. And maybe it feels like everything is being uprooted right now. But I feel something is being uprooted to get you out of this very stuck, complacent Four of Cups energy. I feel you're in a partnership and there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of stuck, complacent energy here. And the Grim Reaper is kind of coming in to say, hey, enough is enough. And so by the end of these retrogrades, you're likely going to have to make a great big decision here. So let's read into the book. I'd like to read the retrograde energy to start. That throat energy is loud. And so I think something here is very debilitating, very discomforting when it comes to understanding some type of dysfunctional pattern in a partnership here. And so this retrograde truly is to help you close out an old relationship cycle. And so it's going to be helpful. It's going to be necessary. And it's going to be really tough to go through this energy, but you've got to revisit your current path. You might have to revisit a previous path. And so how can you stop the toxic patterns? You are being asked to acknowledge the toxic patterns and to take a step back, get to the root of the issue, because the root of the issue is going to be found in the past. It's likely going to be found in some type of deeply rooted childhood belief, maybe a pattern connected to your parents, but you've got to kind of dig deep and to figure out where exactly you lost yourself at. I just feel there's also this energy of some unfinished business when it comes to a partnership of the past. And so check yourself, Cancer, before you wreck yourself, because I feel you're in a situation with somebody here. You're not on the same page. Somebody needs to speak up if you're to move forward beyond some type of trauma bond. And so I think there might also be an opportunity for a do-over this retrograde, but you've got to stop being stuck on repeat when it comes to the past. There's something here about to rear its ugly head. That's what it feels like. And so you are in some type of very dysfunctional pattern within a relationship, and take this with a grain of salt. I could be speaking to you, Cancer. I could be speaking to a cross watcher, but it's time for you to take a new approach. If you want to re-engage with a previous partnership or an old relationship, you better take stock, you better take inventory of your heart, and you better reconsider how to take a different approach this time, okay? Because you've got to approach this cycle differently. And so you are being called. You're being called to action. You're being called to gain a new perspective, to gain wisdom from a toxic cycle. And so do not allow yourself to be tempted this retrograde. Do not fall back into old toxic patterns, because it will be painful. I do feel there's some type of an emotional charge here. There could be some type of underlying anger. I feel anger as this truth is kind of coming into your conscious awareness. And so anger is not an excuse to wallow in a state of self-pity either, Cancer. And so you can't keep staying in that shell. It's time to take a deep breath, and it's time to embrace this new opportunity. So get ready to work hard to learn a lesson so you don't keep repeating the mistakes of yesterday. I just feel you're stepping into some type of spiritual maturity. So let's go a little bit further with the Angel Wisdom Tarot deck, and let's see what else needs to come through. I think there's going to be some challenges here. We get the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. We get the Four of Pentacles. You've really withheld speaking your truth. That's what it feels like, and I think it's coming out, and you're going to be AWOL going off with this truth. I feel a throat chakra block, and when this truth comes out, you're not going to be able to contain all of the upset and anger that you've been bottling in deep inside. And so there's going to be some rapid, unexpected changes, and you might not even be able to control what comes out of your mouth. But I do feel you've withheld for a long time. You've held back. Maybe you've kind of been hoarding your truth, hoarding your energy, hoarding your money. But it's time to make a smart decision here. It's time to make a smart decision. So what are you clinging to? Cancer, what are you clinging to? Listen, if you would like to book a more personal reading, please feel free to check the description box below. There will also be a link in the description box if you would like to book in with me. But this is about planting a seed. That kind of fell out. I wasn't ready for it, and I've put it right along the progression. And so what blocks do you need to face in order to plant a new seed? Because I just feel something is coming at you like a dark horse. I think there's some type of karma here playing out. And maybe you've been carefully planning to take action, waiting for the perfect time, but now is the perfect time. So pay attention. Pay attention, because there is a guardian angel I feel watching over you, a crossed over loved one that's saying, hey, you're in charge. You're in charge. We all have free will, but the map is blank. It's a blank canvas here. And so a seed has been planted. The energy is fertile, but you're going to have to face something here in order to get going in a new direction. So let's get into it, Cancer, and let's see. We get the World reverse. This is repeating negative patterns, not learning a lesson. So you very well could be dealing with one of the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo. But I just feel like right now there's a lack of joy. There's a lack of growth. You're in a very dark portal of spiritual enlightenment. And so you're going to have freedom after you handle something here that is connected to some type of addictions, whether it's an addiction between two people, it could be a drug addiction, an alcohol addiction, but you need to master self-control. I think you got to harness self-control. There's a situation here where I feel there is a lack of compromise, maybe with a Sagittarius, and it's time to go within and shine the light, the Hermit. And so 3 majors right out the gate. And so you're not in control. The universe is in control here. And so how can you use this message to turn yourself inward, spend some time in meditation, spend some time in meaningful solitude? Maybe a relationship is the last thing you need right now, because right now you need to shine your light. You need to shine your light on some type of negative vice here, whether it's just with you or with another person. Maybe you need to seek out a spiritual mentor. But this is like a period of time, this retrograde, where I feel you are going through a re-identification of self. This is a major portal of self-discovery. And so where do you need to get honest with yourself? Maybe you're losing your peace of mind. Maybe you're losing your peace of mind because you lacked integrity. There's some type of truth coming out. There's some type of embarrassing secret or truth coming out. So make sure that you're being honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, then you sure as heck can't be honest with anybody else. And so I just feel you might be losing money. Yeah, there's something hidden here coming to light. The moon is the central energy. So Cancer, we've got a full moon eclipse coming up in Pisces here. Pay attention to where Pisces is at in your chart, because you've not been listening to your intuition. It's like you've been ignoring the signs, ignoring the call, ignoring the warning signs from the divine, and they've been cautioning you. And so I think there's unsurmounting fear. Like this fear keeps building, building, building. And there's a revelation coming to light, and boom, you're going to get the rug pulled out from under you, because making no choice is actually a choice. And so the universe is saying, move forward, make a choice. This could be a choice between two. You could be in a same-sex couple relationship. It doesn't have to be. It can be 2 men. It can be 2 women. Role reverse the energies. But it's time to take those next steps. And it's like you're frozen. It's like, no, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it. I'm not going to move forward here. And so the universe is saying, oh yeah, you're going to move forward, because there is an unexpected choice in love here. The Lovers, Gemini. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Pisces, Virgo. One of the fixed signs is Sag. But this is all about some type of twin soul union. The 4 of Wands. This is about peace. This is about prosperity. This is about unification. This is about peace and contentment in your life. And do you have that in your life? We got the Queen of Cups in reversed. And so there needs to be a head over heart decision. I think you have been overly self-sacrificing. Maybe you've been ignoring the intuitive insights that have been coming through, but it's time to get real here, Cancer. It's time to get honest about a situation that really isn't your happily ever after. The 10 of Cups in reverse is, I'm going to pretend everything's okay. Nope, nothing to see here. Everything's good. I'm just going to keep pretending I'm in a very happy relationship. I think you're dealing with somebody that you can't trust. And this is a wake-up call. You need to cut something out here. I think it's time to make some type of judgment call. The Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's time to look at this and stop living life with the rose-colored glasses on, because I do feel a 4 of Cups when it comes to a partnership, whether it's a marriage or just a common law partnership. But I feel there's a relationship here where maybe you've been holding on because of the kids, whether you have kids together or you've blended a family together. You're dealing with somebody that you can't trust, and it's time to recognize that this person is no longer serving you. I do think you see something new here. I do think you want to go towards a new emotional experience that you know deep down inside is your wish fulfillment, but you're in conflict. Yeah. You're struggling. You're struggling with outside opinions. You're struggling with maybe a very dramatic situation that needs to be released before you can go towards a new emotional experience. There might be a message coming through. Maybe you got to send a message. There could be a message coming towards you, Cancer, but you got to get yourself unstuck. It's a major wake-up call here. Look at that. The Emperor in reverse. So I do feel there's a block when it comes to taking action. Somebody here might be afraid to step into a leadership position. There could be somebody here that likes to gaslight and belittle. I just feel this Emperor in reverse is being very cruel, but I also feel this Emperor in reverse is the one that's getting a major wake-up call and getting himself unstuck. And so somebody here has been really distracted. I think there's like this loveless situation here. And it's time to open up your heart to a new experience. It's time to go through this awakening. I feel a masculine going through some type of spiritual awakening. And boy, this has been a long time coming. I feel there was a poor investment here. Somebody stayed stuck, water in a dead tree, because they didn't want to face the challenges when it comes to going in another direction. And I think somebody here is feeling like a sacred clown. They're feeling foolish because there was a really bad investment here, is what it feels like. And so somebody is getting an awakening. Somebody's going through having to clear up some past karma here. And so this retrograde is all about a review. Reviewing the past and giving yourself some compassion. I think it's time to head in a new direction, because wherever you're at, you're in a state of lack. You're worried about money. Maybe your bank account is a reflection of your self-worth. Maybe you've been struggling with finances. Maybe you thought, hey, it's poor timing. It's never a good time. The right time is always right now. So let's clarify this moon energy, because something here is hidden. I feel something's been in the works behind the scenes, connected to some type of twin soul connection, and a revelation is going to come and make everything crystal clear here. So let's clarify the moon. The Three of Coins in reversed, the Ego card, the Devil card, and the Eight of Swords. And so I think by that eclipse energy coming up here in less than 2 weeks, you're breaking yourself free from a situation that you no longer love, that you don't want to be in. And I do think you're in this illusion feeling trapped here, but you're not trapped. So this Pluto retrograde dipping back into Capricorn is saying, hey, it's time for you to accept responsibility for your life. You and only you can accept responsibility for exactly what it is that you've created. You've got nobody to blame but yourself, Cancer. And so how can you make a choice that will support your path to happiness? Because it's time to break free from an addiction. It's time to break free from an old unhealthy pattern. It's an illusion. There's an illusion here. And so this might require a confession to break you free. I do feel the truth is coming to light. And right now you are being called to take responsibility for your life. And so we do create our reality with our thoughts, with our words, with our feelings, with our actions. And so something here needs to end before you can go towards that new beginning. And maybe with a Scorpio, but there is a new beginning here after a very painful ending. You need to release yourself from a very toxic situation here. Maybe even from a person that's been holding you back. But you have a brand new opportunity here to create abundance. You've got a brand new opportunity here to sign a lucrative new soul contract, but you got to believe it and you got to take action to do it. So let's get a closing message here for you. What are we going to use for a closing message here? I think we're going to grab the crystal stone deck. What's the closing message here? You very well could be dealing with an air sign, a Scorpio, a Gemini, Virgo, an Aries, a Gemini, a water sign. Could definitely be dealing with the Capricorn, Pisces, any of the fixed signs, Virgo or Sag. But I think it's time to find your solid ground again. I do think you've got a big struggle here to face. And I don't think there's any humor in this at all. I think it's time to get serious. It's time to get down to business. And I do feel when you overcome this challenge, you have everything you need to manifest success in your life. So what's the closing message here for you, Cancer? What do we got for Cancer? Closing message. We'll take it. Herkimer diamond. I'm pretty sure it's a Herkimer diamond. You betcha it is. So you're going through a psycho-spiritual scrub. Maybe you're thinking about coming in on bended knee and giving somebody a ring. But I think you're going to have to work extra hard to overcome a very alluring, tempting energy. And so I think you've been living some type of double life. There might even be a double termination. You might lose out on both of these people if you don't travel on the spiritual path like the guides have been pushing you to do. And so I think you're highly sensitive to the energies right now. And it's time for you to create that space to make your life sacred. And so I think things are going to become crystal clear, clearer than ever before. And it's really time to brush off some very negative, unwanted vibes, because you're going through some type of expansion when it comes to your consciousness with Camden Sight. And so I just heard, say my name, say my name. You're acting kind of shady. Don't call me baby, something like that. So I think you got two people here and you're acting a little bit shady. So you better say their name, Cancer. I don't know, but it's time to speak up. It's time to speak clearly from the heart. It's time to maybe get a little bit weird. Maybe it's time to embrace your weirdness. But there is a supernatural connection here where maybe there's supernatural telepathic communication going on here, and it's time for you to explore this connection. And so I think there's messages coming. It's time to go for it. It's time to go for it. I feel like almost like a heart of stone with Canvansite. And so maybe you don't know how to translate this energy into words, but you will always get the no answer if you don't go after what you want and if you don't ask for it. And so there's something very mysterious here, but I also feel a deep, eternal twin soul connection. And so are you ready to embrace true love? Are you ready to make a decision from the heart? Because I think it's time to go for it. It's time to recover. It's time to recover your health, your wealth, your overall energy, and to go after what it is that you deserve. And that's kind of what I got for you. So I think you're kind of like a healer, or maybe you're dealing with a healer or a psychic of some sort. But it's time to tell your story. It's time to speak your truth, Cancer, and that's what I got. So I really hope this resonated. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, check out the description box below, guys. Also, there is now an option to join the channel membership for less than the price of a cup of coffee. You can join the monthly membership where I go live every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I do an all zodiac sign card spread. So if you'd like to join us over on the other side, check it out. The link will be below, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks, Cancer.